In today's video, I'm going to be showing you 6 habits that you absolutely should be doing if you want to be successful. Habits are the things that we do both consciously and subconsciously every single day, and I believe it's what shapes our future. So I suggest that you stick around and listen to all 6 habits, because these could change your life forever. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. The first habit that we have is setting goals. So growing up, I've never really been intentional with my goals and my aspirations. I've dreamt and wished for things, but as time's passed by, I've never actually got any closer to having any of them. They were just dreams, and I was just existing through life, doing the normal societal things that are seen as the norm, like going to school and then getting a stable job. And then somehow I just thought everything would magically fall into place, even though I wasn't too sure what it was that I even wanted. And that's because the reality of it is we need to set goals. And then that creates a path that we can walk down, and it becomes much more clear on what we need to do and how to get there. Otherwise we have no idea what we're actually aiming for, we're just existing. Like Tony Robbins said, setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. A great tip for this is to write down these goals. This will make it feel even more intentional, plus you'll also be able to come back to review the goals to see how on track you actually are. You could start by writing down your long-term goals, which for me could be anywhere from 5 years plus. And then you write down your medium goals, which could be 2 to 3 years. And then your short-term goals, which again for me is anything up to a year. And then you should split this down into 4 different categories: health, relationships, career and finances. You should have some kind of goal for each of these categories if you want some kind of improvement. So let's say for example your financial goal is to save 5k. So now you have the vision, now you can create the steps to get there. You can break it down even further. So maybe you might start by not buying coffee every morning, or maybe put 10% of your pay into a savings account that you can't touch. Constantly updating and reviewing your goals is going to give you great power over your intentions and your next steps along the path to achieving them. Okay, the next habit is to put the phone down. Admit it, we all probably spend way too much time staring at our phone screens, doom scrolling our life away, without even realising as time passes by. Make it a habit to put your phone down, or even better, turn it off. But watch this video first and then put your phone down. Or, even better, watch this video first, put your phone down and then write down some of your goals. Seriously though, we really need to be aware of how much time we're actually spending on our phones. The average time is 4 hours and 37 minutes a day. That's half of a typical workday, and it's approximately 70 days in a year. A recent American study found that the average American gets their first phone at age 12, and that means that the average American is expected to spend approximately 12 years of their life looking at their phone. I really think that study is just unbelievable. Just imagine how much more productive we could be if we learnt to put our phones down more often and spent that time improving ourselves or building better relationships with the people around us, instead of just endlessly scrolling. I'm not saying that it's all unproductive and you should never go on your phones again, because quite frankly we do need our phones, and for important reasons like business or personal related things. And it's completely reasonable to allow yourself time to just lay on the sofa and maybe scroll through social media. But I'm just saying you should intentionally set time for this and be aware that you're doing it and not just letting it consume you. Now habit number 3 is exercise. I'm going to try and keep this one short and sweet because you've probably heard it a million times, and it's one of the first things that any self-help book or video is going to tell you, and that's exercise. Go to the gym, get your blood pumping. But there's a reason for this, and that's because it works. Exercise is not only great for the obvious physical benefits like looking in great shape and being healthy, but exercise is great for your brain too. It's going to have an amazing effect on your confidence and your mood, so you're going to feel better about the day. And if that isn't enough, it helps improve your cognitive function too. You see, exercising is putting ourselves under stress and discomfort, and deep down our chimp mind is always looking for the most comforting thing. But I believe that discomfort is a good thing. It's where success and growth is often increased the most when we come out of our comfort zone. Building this mindset and habit of being out of our comfort zone is going to help in all areas of our lives tremendously. So get comfortable being uncomfortable. So given all of this, exercise is definitely an A-tier habit to add to the list. So go out there and lift some weights or start that yoga class. You're not going to regret it. So the next habit that we have is learn something new every day. As much as we might think we do, we don't know everything. In fact, we know very little in the grand scheme of things, and some of us live our entire lives this way once we become an adult. But I firmly believe that the world is far too vast and there's an incredible amount of knowledge and experiences waiting to be discovered by every single one of us. Every day presents an opportunity to expand our knowledge, whether it's through reading a book, watching an educational video, or trying a new class. Learning something new opens up all kinds of possibilities and perspectives. It can be as simple as learning a new word in a foreign language, or understanding a scientific concept, or even mastering a new skill. Constantly learning something new can give you a huge advantage for personal growth, and at the very least it can make you a lot more of an interesting person. One of my favourite ways of learning something new is by reading. There's so many great people with amazing histories to learn from, all with such unique experiences. And it's all written down ready for us to learn from. There's a famous quote I love by Dr. Seuss that goes, "The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go." So challenge yourself to learn something new every day, no matter how small. Try new things. You'll be amazed at how much you can grow and how much more interesting life becomes when you approach each day with curiosity and a thirst for knowledge. Next, the fifth habit, just one more. This powerful habit can be applied to various aspects of your life to push yourself slightly beyond your limits. On a smaller scale, this could be one more rep at the gym when your arms are shaking and the weight feels like it's crushing down on you. Or it could be one more mile on your run when the sweat's dripping in your eyes and your heart's beating faster than ever. Or maybe even reading one more page of the book when you feel like hopping on the Xbox and playing some video games with your friends instead. This habit is the pinnacle, and it's often where you'll find the most growth. By doing just one more, you're expanding your resilience and ability to overcome obstacles that you thought were impossible. And then on a larger scale, just one more might just be one more day at staying sober and not picking up the beer when you're trying to quit drinking. Or just one more attempt at building that business that you've always wanted. You've always got more in you to give, and you should always aim to give 100%, and then when you get there, go a little bit further. Because on the other side of one more is greatness. It's another piece to add to the puzzle, and that one more might just be what it takes to take you to the next level. A great quote to sum this up is, "Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time." Now the last habit we have is create a schedule. An important thing to remember with this is, as Jordan Peterson put it, it's not a bloody prison. The trick is that you set it up as the day that you want. Imagine tomorrow and the best possible day that you could have, practically speaking. What would it look like? So then you should schedule that. You write it down. Of course you have to have some responsibility, and the majority of things you include should make you somewhat better when you look back at the end of your day. Also, the things that you write should align with your goals. So unless you want to be a professional gamer, I don't think it's wise to put down 8 hours of video games into your schedule. But maybe you could have 2 hours of focused work and then 15 minutes of video games after. Because you should make it rewarding. You're much more likely to stick to a schedule this way. And then include some of the habits that we've talked about today into your schedule, and you have a recipe for success. So set a time to scroll or watch videos on your phone and stick to it. Set a time to hit the gym or go to that yoga class and stick to it. Set a time to learn something new by reading a book or attending a new class and stick to it. Create a schedule for your week and stick to it. You're much more likely to stick to it if you write it down and then put it somewhere that you can see it to remind yourself of the things that need to be done. And remember, these are the things that you chose. So that's 6 habits that you're definitely going to need if you're looking for success. Of course, I could go into much more detail on any of these, so let me know down in the comments if you'd like a more in-depth video on any of these habits. Also, if you're anything like how I used to be and you struggle sticking to new habits, or maybe you're trying to break a bad habit, then I suggest that you read Atomic Habits, written by James Clear. I'll also be making a video on this in the near future, so make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of the value that it has to offer. Thank you for watching, and I really hope that you have a great day.